Good morning. Look at this. We've got yachts, we've got cruise ships that are coming in, bringing in tourists as well as commuters. And what I'm really needing, I'm hoping that this will help get our, let's zoom out. I'm hoping that this will get our tourist number, especially for high wealth, that it will get that number higher. But I'm thinking we may have to also put down airship, but we'll see. We will see. But yeah, welcome back to more SimCity. Here we are in our last city of the region, and we are waiting for not only more tourists, but we're waiting for more of our buildings to turn on to transform into this French architecture. And as always, I like to do that check. I've said it before. There is no quicker and better way to get an idea of what's going on than this happiness map. Let's see here. It may be the trade depot is full. Need a place to take our freight. Yeah, I probably should have put this trade depot someplace where we can get more. Let's work on that. We're gonna put industry. We'll get an industrial building there. If you remember last episode, I was debating whether or not I had made a good move there. So we're gonna lose an industrial building there, but I can add an extra freight. Actually, we can triple our capacity. So let's do that. It's hiring. And then let's do this. We're going to get rid of this. I may even relocate this fire station. Look at that. We already, without me even, that was quick. Can we get, we could almost put fire station. Let's put fire. No, we'd lose that. So let's move fire. Let's move fire someplace else, possibly. Let's do this. Even though it hasn't hired, I'm going to go ahead and let's do that. And let's see if that was wasted energy. Yeah, that might. Did you see that? I don't think anything is going to develop there. That might have been just a. But oh well. Oh well. So. That's hiring. All right. We put this there last episode. And let's see. I'm still debating on this. Maybe what we should do is let's see if we can sustain that casino with just this. Maybe that's what we do. It might take a couple of days. All right, so I've been talking about the Roman luck. I think between the Roman luck and the elegant, I just think the Roman luck, I just like the look of it. Do we want it like that or maybe more centered? We can get a sign here. Let's do that. I need high wealth. So we're going to go negative. We're going to spend a lot of money for something that may or may not. I really want, this is what I want. I want the penthouse. Because we can always get, see that? We can get that in the back of the building. Let's start with penthouse. Because now we can get more high wealth and we can get them to actually stay. We've got medium. Okay, now, and we may add something else. But we're negative. We're negative nicely. We went from being positive in our budget to we just suddenly went negative. We need this to pay off. There are some times where we do an item and we do it knowing that it may sink our budget, but it's okay. But this we need. Otherwise, we'll just have to. Does that fit? How much is it? Wow. Let's hold off on that. Let's definitely hold off on that. Let's just see what happens. It's got a higher. I may. Did we take these roads to high density? Yeah. I don't want high rises. I'd like all medium density apartment buildings. So while we wait for, because most of these are single family, so we are a bit ahead. You know, we did this probably a bit premature, so we'll go ahead and absorb. Oh, we just went positive. Good. I don't know if that's going to last. And what we may do, let's take our taxes. Let's do that. We've got a couple of buildings here, several buildings. That's going to be 3 commercial buildings. That's going to be commercial. We need things out here. And let's look at that. We're starting to go green. We've got a lot of lime green, light green. This is a brand new street, so it's going to take a while, but if not this episode, or even towards the end of this episode, we should have some multifamily. And that's going to help us not only with this city, but it's going to help us with this casino. It's going to help us financially, and it's going to tell the tale if we're going to put down airships. I'm not sure yet what we're going to do about that. That's full or close to full, which means one of these factories, I think it was this one, we need someplace to ship our freight, and it may not have. Sometimes it takes time for that to happen. Oh, it has gone yellow. See that arrow? When the arrow is pointing in that direction, you can think of density also as happiness, because the only reason that they would go up in density is because they're happy. And that arrow is a sign. And then the arrow just kind of went away. But if you remember, just moments ago, this factory was about this color. And now it's gone to yellow. They have a place to ship their freight. So that's good. That's excellent. How about tech level? We need more. Let's look at education. Yeah, everybody's in school, but we just put the community college down just recently. We could get some more tourists in. Maybe instead of airship, maybe it would be a better idea to do more. That fits. We could get some. We could get some lodging. I don't know what else we'd put there, and that will help us. All right, let's do the sign. I should have slid it over a bit, but we can even do the sign over here. Let's see if this, if anything, oh, we can get one thing there. Let's do, we've got plenty of medium, I mean low. We need to cater to medium. Let's do medium. So now let's do the sign. Do that. Let's, because I don't know if this will even fit in the back. Right, that won't fit. Let's do that. Good. And this may also struggle. We may have hiring issues temporarily. Okay, that's hired. It's losing money, but it's hired. So we're putting down more things than we have population for, but that should be temporary. This is turning into, is it a home or, yeah, it's home, but that's not high wealth. Partially, partially high wealth. I mean, we could, there's a high wealth building here. We could make this little pocket, because there's nothing here. We're going to have a few houses here and there, a few buildings that are going to complain. I think this is going to be okay. And I think this is going to be okay. I think we're going to get complaints from these. I think this one's going to complain at some point. But let's see if we can. This one might be a little tricky. do something right in the. But you look at the area of influence. But sometimes that's misleading. Let's see what happens. That filled it in. And what might happen? Well, not what might. I'm pretty sure. Now, they may be happy. They won't be happy. But we'll see. We'll see. But I think this could be so. A large chunk of this area is going to be high wealth, medium density, French architecture. And from this angle, and I'm starting to think, I don't know if this road is ever going to get so busy that we can't have things zoned here. Now, if we did, they would be high rises because let's do it. Now, I think this road, I think it would be a mistake to zone that. But let's see what happens. It may be from this angle if we've got medium density, but we have a row of high density of high density high rises along here. That may look okay. We're gonna have. That's gonna up our jobs. Yeah, we've got plenty of available jobs, but not so many available jobs that we're gonna struggle to. We should be able to staff. Yeah, it's losing, and for a gambling house to lose money, that means it's brand new. I don't know if I've ever had a gambling house once it's been established with the right population that lost money. I have lost money with casinos, but this is a nice little pocket. I don't know if anything will develop here. You know what? Let's do that. Let's do that. Actually, that might not be a bad place to live. I'm starting to think that this was not really a good idea. Whoops. Or maybe if we... Let's try this again. Yeah, it's going up in elevation. We need to come out. Let's come out a bit. Like that. There. I think that's better. That's better. Let's see what develops there. We could link this road, but I'm afraid. Well, I was thinking that traffic from here would use that as a shortest path, but they may not. But I also want to make sure that I'm not, because this may need to be, if I need to add on an annex, I could also always do it over here. Let's see if anybody takes that. Good. Well, at least we're positive. Not heavily, but at least we're positive. Look. There's another one. And I also saw a house that had solar panels on it. That's a sign of educated Sims. They're educated. So now I don't have to produce as much electricity. The number of high wealth visitors is just holding steady. I believe it's gone up maybe by 4. 4 people. We got to give it time. Surely somebody wants to go to this casino because as of right now, there is not a single person, even though you see cars coming and going. Statistically, the info panel is telling me nobody. So we'll give it time. We'll see. Another sunrise, another morning, and we are nicely positive. I'm surprised. Nicely positive. Not because of the casino. And it's early morning, but as of right now, there are 22 medium wealth visitors, 37 high wealth, nobody in the penthouse, and we're losing. But we're positive, and that I think a lot of that is because the city itself is growing, and that gambling house right there is really helping to carry. So really good. But yeah, in many ways, some of the things that we did, because you hear me say all the time, oh, and we got another building there, another French inspired building. But you hear me say all the time that you get the foundation before you start doing things, but sometimes just for to make sure things fit, we put down things that in all reality, especially this, we probably could have held off on. It is now time to add on to this because it's getting close. There. Got that. Water is good. Sewage is good. It is 7 a.m. and we're past the halfway point of collecting all garbage. This is operational, no fires. We're healthy. I do see a criminal, but we're doing good there. What's our capacity? Let's add more cars. Almost everybody is in school. We'll keep an eye on that. Uh, Bus, 21-minute wait for bus. Great. 10-minute wait for train. That's not bad. That's not bad either. And we do not have any. We'll see. Airship is going to be 100% dependent upon on that. We'll give that a few game days. It's still that has not been in place for a full day yet. So we'll see. Got another home, a multifamily home being built. You know what? Instead of an industrial building, let's take this to medium. I want to take that to high density. And maybe instead of factories here, because it doesn't seem like the simulation wants to develop factories along here, even though it's zoned for it. Maybe this is one of those industrial areas that's kind of a mix of industry and maybe some casinos. You think about some areas where maybe maybe you don't want to always be in this in this neighborhood. Let's now we have unlocked the gambling HQ. We don't need it. I mean, we could almost just build over. We could just almost have a row of gambling houses. They need employees as well as this industrial building. I mean, is it even happy? What are they saying? Business is great. We'll build on either side. What's this? Business is okay. Now this is just orange. And look, the arrow is going in the other way. So people that were working at a factory can now, let's see, can we get a medium? No, well, we can get it over here. we'd lose a house. And I don't want to put it there. That doesn't look good. We could do that. But why do that when we can do another gambling house? Let's first see if a gambling house fits. Yeah, it makes more sense to put another gambling house there when the time comes. How about lodging? Now this one we may do medium and high. I'm sorry, medium and low wealth. I don't want to outpace. I don't want to outpace the growth of my city. We have a ton of single family homes that, yes, they're trending in the right direction, but they haven't transformed yet. So this might be a road where we wait. And instead of industry here, maybe this just becomes another. Oh, now you want to develop an industrial building. Maybe instead of industry or industry solely industry, maybe it's a combination. I'm hesitant to put commercial here. That's gone down. I'm hesitant to put commercial. We'll see. We'll see.